Leni Robredo wants a pandemic response plan worth 500 billion pesos. She also plans to appoint a competent health secretary to effectively implement this if she wins the presidential race in 2022. Facing the media along with former health secretaries Manuel Dairit and Esperanza Cabral on Monday, November 8, Robredo says one needs to be ambitious to address the pandemic.
Kailangan maging ambitious kasi ang laki ng problema natin ngayon. Yung kwenta namin ngayon na nahanap na namin sa budget, somewhere in the area ng mga 500 billion pesos.
Robredo says an initial source of funding will be the multi-billion peso discretionary funds being proposed by President Rodrigo Duterte's government under the 5 trillion peso national budget for 2022. If Robredo becomes president, she will dedicate the office of the president's proposed 4.5 billion peso intelligence and confidential funds for pandemic relief programs. Around 54 billion pesos worth of special purpose funds will also be realigned from various agencies to finance key COVID-19 response projects. Her team is currently looking for other possible sources of funding for her pandemic response plans in the 2022 budget.
Nagawa na namin yan dito sa opisina. Na meron kaming kakarampot na pera, pero siniguro namin na i-shift muna siya sa COVID response. Possible siya eh. Kailangan lang talagang all hands on deck tayo.
In the same press conference, Robredo takes an apparent swipe at Health Secretary Francisco Duque III.
Tigil ang korupsyon. Tigil ang anomalya. Magtatalaga tayo na mahusay na Secretary of Health. Pipili tayo ng may pananagutan, kayang pasunurin ang buong bürokrasya, nauunawaan ang mga proseso, may kaalamang teknikal, at may malasakit sa taong bayan.
Without directly mentioning Duque or Duterte, Robredo says what is lacking in the Philippines' pandemic response is decisive leadership. After hiding for 3 years, veteran anti-drug operative Eduardo Asierto resurfaces. He is offering himself as a witness in a Senate probe into President Rodrigo Duterte's former economic advisor Michael Yang. In a video sent to Rappler Sunday, November 7, Asierto asserts his allegations against Yang, Duterte, and his administration again. Asierto previously found Yang to be involved in illegal drugs. The Duterte administration shrugged it off and persecuted him for it. Asierto first surfaced from hiding in March 2019, speaking to reporters about his intelligence report against Yang. Senator Richard Gordon dismissed Asierto's offer as he did in 2018. In a radio interview at that time, Gordon said Asierto was only framing himself as a witness to use the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee and to win sympathy. In September 2021, the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee led by Gordon mentioned the claims of Asierto against Yang as they probed formally.
Kung hindi tinago ang report ko kay Michael Yang at Alan Lim, hindi nangyari ang korupsyon ng Parmali. Walang nanakaw na pera ng bayan.
Parmali is the Duterte government's biggest pandemic supplier, hounded by alleged irregularities.
Wala po akong planong magtago o tumakas o hindi panindigan ang aking intelligence report.
Yang has denied the accusations made by Asierto in his report through the Senate hearing. The Duterte government meanwhile believes Gordon's hearing was politically motivated as the elections draw near.
Need more context, clarity, and perspective? Get the full picture with Rappler Plus. With exclusive content and events, you'll get an opportunity to discuss issues with reporters, experts, and featured guests while helping Rappler continue its fearless journalism. Join now.
Manila Mayor Isko Moreno on Monday, November 8, drops the wearing of face shields in his city, calling it non-mandatory except in hospitals, clinics, and other medical facilities. Moreno cites Interior and Local Government Secretary Eduardo Año's earlier pronouncement that he will propose the lifting of face shields except in medical facilities during the Pandemic Task Force's next meeting. The Manila Mayor also mentions the downgrade of Metro Manila's quarantine status to Alert Level 2. In an interview with GMA's DZBB, MMDA Chair Ben-Hur Abalo says he will tell the COVID-19 task force to lift the face shield requirement. But the Health Department is urging local government units to wait for the Pandemic Task Force decision on the face shield policy. Health Undersecretary Maria Rosario Vergeire says their experts will update the current review of evidence of face shield use. In a press briefing Monday, presidential spokesperson Harry Roque says the policy on mandatory wearing of face shields remains for now. He says local orders to drop the wearing of face shields are null and void. Actor George Clooney appeals to news outlets to keep his children's faces out of the press. In an open letter to the media, Clooney says he accepts that, quote, oftentimes intrusive photos are part of the price he had to pay for being a celebrity, but his kids, quote, made no such commitment. Clooney has 4-year-old twins with his wife Amal. She specializes in human rights and international law. Her work includes representing victims of atrocities in Iraq, people fighting for freedom of speech in Egypt, and working with the United Nations on inquiries into the civil war in Syria. He adds, his wife's job involves working against extremist groups and means the couple had to take precautions to keep the family safe. Clooney says his request is not due to, quote, paranoid jeopardy, but real-world issues with real-world consequences. Filipino singer Maris Racal records Simulan, the Filipino version of the official anthem of Disney's Ultimate Princess celebration. Disney Music Asia releases the official lyric video of Simulan, translated from Starting Now, originally performed by Grammy-winning artist Brandy. Racal posts on Instagram, the experience was, quote, definitely a princess moment. Racal says she hopes the Filipino version of the song will inspire and empower young Filipino women. Racal is the second Filipino artist to release a Filipino track for Disney. In March 2021, KZ Tandingan made history when she was selected to sing the song Gabay, which is featured on the soundtrack of the Disney film Raya and the Last Dragon.